Yo, ladies and gents, Boomer here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. Today's video is responding to a Discord DM that I received saying, can you make a video about the general basis of what to look for and or what you're supposed to be doing in game? Not situationally, I just mean legit the most basic, like what you're supposed to be doing. I've been around 1900 2K B to B plus level for a while, and I'm genuinely at the point where I don't know what to do, if I'm the problem, or contemplating if I even know how to play the game anymore. So, I figured today will be part 1 of a 3-part series of the ultimate guides to Rocket League. Since the player who messaged me in particular is a 2s player, we're going to begin there, and then obviously move on to 1v1 and 3v3 as well. Before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys that I am a streamer over on Twitch. If you guys want to talk to me in real time or see me play games, come stop on over for the vibes. I'm also a coach for Rocket League. If you guys want to receive an analysis or a one-on-one session with me, feel free to join the Discord and check out the coaching section there. Links will be beneath the video. If you guys also want to show some extra support, use code BOOMA in the Fortnite or Rocket League shops. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Alrighty, so why don't we go see who's currently at the top of the 2s leaderboard during this recording, and we can just pull a replay or two from them, see what they're doing in 2s. We'll make this as simple as possible, so let's first lay out the formula and basic fundamentals of how to play 2v2. The current number 1 player, I know Zen and Drawley, I think there's like a race going on for 2800 elo, I believe, but it looks like Atau is at the top currently, so we're going to pull 2 replays or a replay from Atau, and we're going to jump right in. Right, so when I'm coaching or teaching 2v2 to players, I tell them to look at 2v2 from 3 separate POVs. Number 1, you can view 2v2 as 2 separate 1v1s. Number 2, you can view 2v2 as simulating smaller situations that you would see in a 3v3 game. Or number 3, you can play 2v2 as a team to work on getting one player out of the play and then capitalizing on a 2v1 or 1v1 situation. So, the things that remain consistent in the mode are working to outplay one player and then utilizing the space created afterwards to create a goal-scoring opportunity for you or your teammate. Simple enough, right? Let's choose a replay from Atau, we'll jump right in, and I'll try my best to keep all the concepts as simplified as possible while we tackle this. Alright, I figured I'll do this like pretty raw cut. We're just going to go in and we're going to talk about all of these situations, right? So already, post-kickoff scenario, this is a 1v1. If we were to look at the field now, Vatira and Smashy are now post-kickoff, so they're going to go get boost. This is now a 1v1 situation between Atau and Hisoka, okay? So you would treat the situation, you can keep tabs on other players, right? I'm sure Atau's keeping tabs on where Smashy's at, but you can see he's very, very prioritized on playing the ball first, right? Now this is something that is already a massive decision right off the rip, and you can expect this from the best of the best, these high-level professionals. He immediately plays the ball over to space. This now creates a 1v1 situation between Vatira and Hisoka. So Smashy is now back, right? He gets the boost, he gets back in the place. So now this is a 1v2. It's still technically a 1v1 because now that Smashy has jumped, Hisoka is in downtime, right? Off-ball stuff. So now we have boost, we have 2-layered defense. This is now a 1v2. So they have worked together to limit what Vatira can do in this spot. Even if he beats one, you know, the second player is still going to be there. And what a goal from Vatira, right? This is where pros really enjoy playing 2v2, and this is why 2v2 has become one of the most, if not the most played game mode in Rocket League currently at this point, is because you can simulate the situations that you would get in 3s, right? And you would get less of these situations in 3s because there's 2 extra players on the field. So you have to work a lot harder and move players around, present problems to get them out of position, so then you can open up the space for these kind of situations. 2v2, you are going from offense to defense to midfield, you're cutting the ball, you're doing everything a lot faster, and you transition through those stages of the play between multiple touches, if not one touch, right? So already off the rip, 2 touches, and we're simulating, you know, so many separate 1v1s going on. So as soon as Vatira's up, he plays an elevation touch over Smashy, and now he created another 1v1 with him and Hisoka, right? And even on 2 boost, he's still focused on, you know, making sure this 50 goes in. So just like that, we get the first goal in the game. Again, Atau, people don't look at the game post-kickoff scenarios as, you know, the normal game. When in reality, the kickoff is just a 50 in the middle of the field. You should be looking and thinking about the game like you normally would. Obviously, there are kickoff strategies in the game. Everyone knows about the Spanish kickoff. There are tons and tons of ways to counteract that and punish it. And maybe we'll do that for a kickoff video. So already we have Vatira and Hisoka in a 1v1 situation already off of cheats, right? So this is a ones game now. Boom. So now Vatira is obviously going to play the ball, because if this was a ones game, you know, and you and your opponent pinch the ball like this, you're not going to want your opponent to shoot this. So that makes sense, right? And again, they immediately switch the ball into space. This is something that I do not see at the lower level whatsoever. Lower SSL, like whatever the case may be. Players do not have the awareness to be doing this. This is something that is like drilled into you. I played soccer growing up, and I was pursuing a career in that, but this is something that's drilled in the real sport, is play the ball into open space. I've seen so many players, like in Vatira's spot here, instead of playing this, you know, to the teammate's side, they'll hit this ball back, get chased while grabbing this boost, and then get some weird control and get dunked, and it's in their net. You know, why would you play back into the space that the opponents have occupied when you have all the space over here free for your teammates? So now Smashy goes to, you know, try to close that space. You can see Atao has full control of that. So we've already created a ones game here. Okay, so Smashy's in downtime, so it's Atao versus Hisoka. Boom, there's a 50 in the play. And he still utilizes his reset, right? Vatira can play in a spot here where if you're thinking about this now as a 2v1, right? So now, realistically, he just has to wait for this interaction. Once this interaction is done, you know, now he can react. He's in a spot where he can react to whatever Smash has to offer. That's fine. Boom. Atao gets his beat. And now it's another 1v1. So you can see 2 should be simple in the aspect of how it's played, right? The person off ball should be just playing patiently and waiting for these interactions to happen. We can go into the nitty gritty of what you should be doing in these defensive situations, right? We can talk about, you know, how Hisoka and Smashy, this is fine what they do, right? Obviously he's gonna force the ball. You don't want to give a player of Atao's caliber all the space and time with full boost. They're very mechanical players, so it's fine to just get up and force. Even if he doesn't, you know, hit the ball, if he can force a touch that is a touch Atao does not want, you know, he forces the outplay a little early, that's going to give Smashy time to react earlier. And you can see Atao does a phenomenal job getting a reset, taking a 50, and beating Smashy. So now he's created space for a 1v1 between him and Hisoka. And immediately, Smashy's already trying to play damage control and chase Atao down. And the reason players do this is because they don't want to give the player on the ball, you know, comfortable time and space to utilize their mechanics to beat their teammate. That is why you chase somebody like this, right? So obviously he forces Atao into, you know, basically playing the ball into Hisoka, and then this ball spills, and all Vatira has to do is kind of just play in a spot and wait for the interaction. You know, you'll see a lot of players try to shoot this or rush it, and they end up shooting it into their opponents, and then you just get counter-tackled. No, just wait for the ball to spill out. Now you can take possession back, do whatever you want. You can see he's even got a little flair with the turtle there. And again, you can see Hisoka is upset about this, and I'm not saying like he's upset or he's mad, but you can see, you know, he's clearly upset about losing the possession, so he's immediately trying to put Vatira under pressure. You don't want to give him the time and space. This is fine. But once Vatira gets his beat, boom. Now we've created a 2v1. So how do we utilize this to max scoring capability? You present the problem early enough so that the last player has too much to cover. Okay? Right here, you can see he has too much to cover. He has absolutely too much. He's going to get chased if he goes any closer to Chal. He's too far to Chal. Vatira's about to grab, you know, could grab a reset if he wants, but you know he has to play patient because Vatira has control of this. So as he's like going to jump and finally deciding to jump, all Atao is doing is just playing the beat, right? Even if Smashy goes to net there, this play is going to be very, very difficult to save, right? It's an efficiency play. So that's one of those spots where we beat one player and it opens a bunch of space and we capitalize on a 2v1. You would not believe how many times I see lower ranks just squander those opportunities because they allow the player who got beat to get back into the play. It's also a pacing thing. You need to do it at a certain pace. Once the player's out of the play, capitalize on it. Punish the challenge The bad challenge. Okay, so defensive situation now for Atao and Vatira, right? We have a little bit of an overcommit. It's a good 50 from Hisoka and Smashy. Vatira goes for a ball that he's a little bit B2. So now, Atao's first thought in his head should be buy time. You're in a 1v1. You want to play twos with your teammate, with you on defense. You want two-layer defense. That's the best way to play defense in twos, right? So he's immediately going to let Vatira get behind him. And now he's going to chow. Even if he doesn't get the chow, right? He decides not to jump and he just drives into Smashy. It's gonna still bait the ball out for Vatira. You see how efficient that is? He's not overcommitting. He didn't use much boost. And now Vatira gets a free ball and can create something out of it. Right? Utilize his mechanics. His mechanical capabilities. And that's all just because Atao's challenge. Right? So now, this is what two-layer defense looks like for the other team. Okay, so obviously they have a mess up. Someone gets tossed up because of a demo. So he's going to go back and get boost. And Smashy's going to play the player that forces Vatira, right? He knows Vatira has control. He knows Vatira has the mechanical capability. So he's just up and he forces high. You force the ball high so that your teammate has more time to react and an easier save. Right now they're trying to take control. Vatira with a little disruptor touch just to make it a little bit annoying, right? You don't want to give them like a clean possession. That's fine. Then he gets out. Now, as soon as Atao sees Vatira get behind him, right? He's not going here, not going here. Boom. Vatira's behind him. Okay, now I can chow. Boom. Bait the ball out. Now Vati can try to take control. He doesn't get the touch that he wants. It's a good force from Hisoka, and Smash is there to punish it. Simple as that, right? He's just blocking. It's like a mutual thing of they're respecting what each other can do, right? He can get another follow-up. He could jump again. He could block it, so Vatira has to play it around him, right? And he just can't get the good touch and follow it up. He nearly gets the turn off too, but Smashy's playing in a perfect position to where he's just waiting for this interaction. Boom, he's there. Place the shot. It's a goal. I feel like a lot of players kind of think the highest level of twos is very, very complicated and it's, mixed in with all the mechanics. But if you really break it down in the simplest form, it's not as complicated as you think. So again, Vatira here, he's not rushing into this challenge. He wants to see if he can bait the ball out. Once he baits the ball out, it's nearly dangerous, right? But we're not panicking. It's a little bit sketchy for both of them, but they know it's not in yet. So they take their time to make sure they get the save. Now this is, again, you play these situations, you should be playing these situations nonstop how you would every single time. So in this spot, now Atao's first man. Go challenge and try to get the ball off of him or bait it out for Vatira. That should be his goal right now. Boom. Okay, he wins the chow. Catches Hisoka out of position. Almost a free shot. Opens up an opportunity for Vati. Vati, maybe by choice, decides not to shoot this on target because he knows he's not going to have a good shot. And he doesn't want them to save it, right? This is a decision that a professional would make, to help their teammate. It helps Atao get out of the play, get boost, and reset. Right now, Vati can go for a bump. They're trying to create something that's a better scoring opportunity. You will see so many players rush this kind of opportunity. The goalkeeper will save it, and then both players are overcommitted in the corner, and they'll just walk the ball into the goal. I see it so many times. So again, they're trying to create something that's a little bit better of an opportunity. They can't really get it through. So now we reset. Atao's first to force. There you go. Vatira is ready for it. Smashy is also prepared for it. Boom. Little outplay. That, as simple as that. Just literally uses the wall, rolls the ball up over him, and then that creates a 1v1 between him and Hisoka now. Okay, he doesn't really have the boost, but Hisoka doesn't know that, so Hisoka has to play the situation like a ones game. Boom. Okay, does he have a touch still? No, he's falling too fast. Okay, jump. There you go. Now we relieve pressure. Now we reset. And Atao's in a spot where, again, I would see so many players try to play this back into Smashy. They would pop it up the wall and try to do something mechanical or play it to the boost, whatever. No, just play it to the space. Play it to where the open space is. And this again, almost creates an opportunity. Vatira with a little awareness check right here. Post situation, he just takes a look at where Hisoka's going. Okay, he's going for boost. That means I can stay in the space, grab 2-3 pennies, stay in the play, be here for an opportunity in case it happens. Okay, it doesn't come through. Hisoka's there. This is one of the spots where even a player of this caliber makes a mistake, right? Boom, he missed. Why do you have to hit it? Why do you have to hit it? I'm sure if a player like Hisoka were to go back and watch this replay, he'd probably think the same thing, right? Why do I have to hit this? You would see both players on 0 boost. This is a free possession for you. People, I feel like, are afraid to utilize the boost that they have when he could simply boost out this way, let the ball come to him, and he could pop the ball here, or he could play the ball over to Smashy. If Smashy grabs his boost and occupies this space, right? Then you have a better, kind of attack. Instead, he takes like a very awkward touch. And to be fair, does a phenomenal job recovering it, right? Obviously, he's going to have a lot more time because the two orange team players don't have boost. And just fine. Okay, now we reset. They reset on D. Materia's first man here. And again, trying to just bait one out of the play. Keeps the ball here. Boom. Bad challenge. Okay, now we get a 1v1, 2v1. If Atao wants to go bump there, he can. Right? This opens up the opportunity for anything. Atao could literally turn in here and just start chasing Smash if he really wants to. Then said he's going to play for Vatira's pass. Right? And Hisoka does a great job. Hisoka does a phenomenal job just getting in between, and then he cuts the play out. Smashy, unfortunately, wasn't expecting it. It's something that's very difficult in without comms, especially, so he ends up turning the wrong way. So Vatira is going to go capitalize on that. Again, up early to force the interaction out. Boom, Hisoka gets a free ball. Right? There's always the case scenario where the player who gets forced might still have control of the ball after this. So you as the defender have to be prepared. If your teammate baits the ball out and the attacker still has control of it, you need to be prepared to still take a good touch or a 50. Right? So this is a very, very good pop from Hisoka here, trying to create something with his reset. Atao up early, and this is one of these spots where Vatira plays a little closer, because he's expecting a quick follow-up from Smashy, and he just single jumps. Right? You can see how the situation looks. He can see Smashy pushing up right here. He sees him wave dashing, sees him boosting. He's closer though. Beat him. There you go. Now Atao and Hisoka, Atao and Hisoka have a 1v1. So we're going to play this like a ones game. Take control, try to flick, force a save. There you go. Beautiful. Finally from the blue team, we get a touch. And this is exactly what I was talking about the play before, right? Smashy recognizes he doesn't have to touch this, so he's going to turn out, and he's going to play it to space instead. It's a beautiful switch. And Vatira there, on like almost no boost, is reading this cut, right? You don't need boost if you have good positioning. So, and if you guys are wondering like what is good positioning, it's just you're in a spot where you can cover multiple things. That's truly the one answer that I give to people. If you go in your own replays and you ask yourself, can I cover an infield pass? Can I cover a bang? Can I cover a pass? Can I cover, if you can cover all those things, can you cover a bad pinch 50 by your teammate? You have to be in a spot where you can be prepared for everything. Right, so defensive situation here. Vatira doesn't get the touch he wants, and he accidentally like jumps or something, so now Hisoka's through. So Atao has to buy time for Vatira to get back. Right, Vatira's obviously going to chase Hisoka, make his life hard, but that also unintentionally gets Atao chased by Hisoka. So Atao's just trying to play his life here. Now he tries to take possession, and he's trying to outplay Smashy. Right, so again, once these interactions are done, Hisoka could stay and go again for another bump. But at this current point in time, he's just focused on what Smashy's doing. He's got a good camera angle. He can see Smashy. Smashy's not going, so he's like, okay, I'm going to pop it up. Try to go over him. And he tries to go for a bump. Right, this is another play that has become, popularized. Sorry. In pro play is, you kind of just pop it up into an air dribble, go for a bump on the initial pre-jump or the forcer, and then we let the person behind us shoot. You can see they're just trying to fake so many things. It looks like a messy play, but he's trying to... You got to understand, he's recognizing that he's going to hit this ball into Smashy if he shoots it right now. So he tries to come back down to the ground and then go up over Hisoka, which he nearly does. He doesn't get the boost there. So now we reset. So Vatira... And this is a great preemptive boost grab from Hisoka as well. He can see Vatira's overcommitting. So he goes a little bit ahead of the play, grabs the boost, and he's hoping Smashy can get the ball around Atao there. And good awareness from Atao to cut that out, right? These are the little decisions that professionals make that, your normal SSL players would not make. To make sure that plays are safe, to make sure that plays are scoreable, little decisions like that. So again, this 50, he even info checks when he spawns. You guys recognize that? Little information check right here. Boom. Okay, my teammate might be getting chased. All right, I got to get a good 50. Plays it back into space. Loses it intentionally, so Vatira gets a free ball up the wall. There you go. We've successfully gotten Smash out of the play. So what does Atao do? He immediately goes to chase Hisoka. Right, and intentional or not, you know, he kind of ends up, it happens a lot in twos where somebody might just drive in front of somebody. So Hisoka's got to dodge the bump. Not only that, he has to now deal with Vatira with full boost and a free setup off the wall while he buys time for Smashy. Okay? As soon as he knows that Smashy's going to be back, right, so right here, boom, you can see Smashy gets the boost. Okay, he's going to be back for me. He flipped and he boosted. That means he's hauling ass back. He's going to be back. Go for the ball. I see one of the biggest plagues to 2v2 in today's meta is players will sit and wait in this current spot. And then they get dunked on the goal line. It makes no sense. You want 2-layer defense. You want somebody up to force as early as possible so that this interaction happens as early as possible. And then you give your teammate all this time to react, right? All this time in the world. I will see people in the low SSL games force here, and then you give your teammate no time to react. It makes absolutely no sense, right? So Smashy has time to not only see the bounce, he has time to see the interaction, right? Boom. Okay, now it's over me. He gets a little tiny glimpse of Atao there, right? There's a tiny glimpse right here. So he knows Atao's too far. Okay, so he can take his time, turn in, and then just play the touch over the top. And Atao's just playing in case he whiffs, right? Plays in case he whiffs. He can't. It's a very good touch from Smashy. Hisoka getting ahead of the play just a little bit, using the rest of his boost, and he's playing the shot. This is beautiful. This is pure trust in his teammate to get this touch ahead of the play, and then he just beats Vatira there. Vatira is kind of in a tough spot, right? After he comes off this mechanical play, I think he gets bumped a little bit. So he's trying to beat to the boost right there. The boost isn't up, and you can see that's truly the difference right there. If he turns in a little earlier, maybe grabs a penny, he could probably get in front of it. But just because he takes just a tiny bit of a wider turn out there to the mid boost, maybe his inner clock was like a second off. I don't know when that mid boost comes back up. Yeah, the mid boost is not coming up for a while. So it's just little things like that make all the difference. Okay, so we're a minute 37 in, 2-2. Let's see what the difference is. So we get a fake kickoff, little variety there. So now we reset, okay? Once you recognize they have possession, Atao knows he's not getting his back boost because Hisoka's back there. Boom, Vatira is up. Let's see what makes Vatira want to go. Okay, so you can see the situation right here from where Vatira is at. Okay, so how do you go about dealing with something like this? Okay, boom, teammate has to hit it away. He's not getting boost. You know he's not getting boost. Hisoka's on the corner boost, Smashy got the mid boost. You need to get in front of this so they do not have all the time in the world. And just like that allows Atao to probably get some boost. It allows him to go get pennies. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he's ready. And he's got boost to play. So Vatira does a phenomenal job here. Not only does he force the ball out, he makes Hisoka's life difficult. Doesn't give him, free control. Just using his wall dashes there to kind of get in front of the way. Atao somehow gets both of these players out, which is this. Because it looks like he messes up, right? So this is something that you could manipulate as well. I'm not sure how intentional it is by Atao. It could just be a mistouch and then he's going again. But both of these players see that type of touch and they want to pounce on it, right? Because it looks like he messed up. So boom. And he nearly gets the opportunity. Very, very good block from Smashy there. Good recovery. As a demo, so now we're playing this like a ones game. Atao wants to get back because he knows Vatira just died. He's looking. Look at that. He couldn't even see Vatira. That's how early Vatira was up. He's like, where's Vatira? Where's Vatira, bruh? Oh my god, he's already there. He's up in the air, bro. Like, that's how high level 2s is played, right? Literally off the spawn, bro. Off the spawn, he can see the situation. He's like, oh. Okay, he's going to have a free ball. Nope, I'm up. There you go. You're just forcing this interaction, right? Get in front of it. Okay, if you win it, that's great. If you lose it, your teammate's ready for it. That's how 2s should be. Right? Good beat by Hisoka there. This should be a goal for them. Yeah, but Vatira barely gets back to that. So you can see in these defensive situations, right? Vatira just goes, tries to play the ball. He's like, Atao got beat. So he just flips back onto the path of the ball this time and gets a touch to the corner to try to buy time. And again, you don't need boost. He's still doing his job, right? And his job in this current point in time is save this ball, get it off the shot angle. Okay. Now what? Buy time. I don't see Attal yet. Buy time. Boom. Takes one more 50. Takes another one, and Attal's there. And you can see as soon as Attal is very assertive too, right? To let Vatira know that he's there. They might not be in comms, right? He's trying to get the ball, from Vatira. Okay, this is a lower boost situation, right? So we can't really force just yet. Vatira can see that Attal is kind of low. And you can see the car body language says, like, I can't go for it, right? He's not boosting. He's not flipping. He's not at a decent momentum, and he's not turned in. Attal is slow driving back to the corner. That means he's not going. Boom. Low forces high. Even if Vatira doesn't get that ball, or let's say Smashy gets the reset over Vatira, Attal's got it covered. Right? 2-layered defense. Okay, now he's trying to get some type of control. It's a 1v1/2v1 right there. Okay, we reset now. Attal up to force. Boom, 50. Can he stay on? Okay, Smashy wins it. Vatira's playing in the spot where the ball spills. Force is a problem. So again, think about it like this. This is now a 2v1 situation. Smashy hit a touch he can't follow up. Hisoka's getting chased by Attal. What's the best thing to do in this spot? Force the problem early. Boom. Shot on the target. Force him to use his boost. Force him to save it. Now we gain boost advantage because Attal's going to go get that boost. He unfortunately misses it, but Smashy doesn't get it either. Right? So now Vatira is going to try to capitalize on this boost advantage. Okay, baits the ball for Attal. Boom, now it's a 2v1 again. Smashy on the recovery. Again, we forced the problem early for the last guy. This is twice now. Hisoka has had to make 2 very, very good saves. Right? Has to be patient in these spots. Okay, I got 50'd. Oh no, my teammate went too quick. Now we can't follow it up. Now there's a shot on target. Okay, dodge the bump. Save the ball. Okay, Smashy's there to distribute. Try to get some pennies in this spot. He can't get any pennies because all the pennies are gone. Great. Now I got to go back on defense. Mid boost isn't up. Great. Got to grab the back boost. Okay, they're 2v1ing. They put the shot on. I make another save. Smashy should, try to keep this close to him. Take a 50. Great. And you can see they're just trying every single time they 50. The pro players are like forcing this ball back. And these are intentional 50s, right? He's losing this on purpose so that it goes straight to Vatira. And then it's just a pass back to Attal. Attal up immediately. And again, they do the fake. Again, it's incredible. So this is something that's like, they are understanding what they can threaten from these spots. They're understanding what they can utilize in these spots. This is why they're professional players, right? But yeah, this is a phenomenal situation, right? Boom. Pass play. And so you can see just this 50 creates a world of opportunity, right? Vatira can boost in here and pop the ball. He could touch it around to the right, touch it around to the left, right? He has all these options. Hisoka just blocks the high, right? He blocks the pop. So Vatira plays it back into Attal. And now look what we've created. This is now like free play. Free play. They've created free play for them versus Smashy. And Smashy has way too much to cover, right? It looks like Attal could just shoot this. Okay, I got to jump, get back to net real quick. And then he just can't. Because once Attal recognizes, there's still going to be one back, he's like, all right, I'm just going to fake and hope Vatira sees it. Or, they could be in comms in this kind of call. And Vatira, again, good awareness here. Waits for the pop. Okay, he's faking. Shoot it around him. Very, very simple stuff. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the game. So, if you guys are curious about what to be doing in your 2s games, please go watch your own replays and just go back and think about it like situations. You can see where the situations go wrong. So I'll do an example really quick. All right. So I pulled a 2s game recently. This is me and Unky versus Sin and Helix. So we're just gonna let the game play through and I'll teach you. Okay, 1v1 situation between Unky and Sin. I'm gonna go back and help him. Now he's trying to use a 1v1 versus him and Helix. Right, Helix was trying to force the ball out from Unky. Okay, now I gotta buy time for Unky. Okay. I get dunked. Terrible challenge by me. Now I'm trying to close this space, right? Because Unky's dead. Okay. Since Unky, creates this pop for me, I can't really jump for it. Helix is gonna have it first. So now I gotta be aware. I gotta dodge the demo, and I also gotta get up in front of the chow. Okay, Helix has a very good first touch. It could go for a reset. And I buy just enough time for Unky to spawn, get and play in my low. Okay, nice 50. Now I'm trying to be up for this. Sin beats me to that. It's fine. Now we reset. Get out. Okay, Helix is here. Unky's overcommit, so I'm not gonna chow, right? Unky's overcommit on their side. I need to buy time for Unky to get back. Okay, once Helix spills the ball on me, I'm trying to open up a 1v1 between me and Sin. Can't do it. Use the boost advantage. Try to get the ball off him. Now it's 1v1 between me and Helix. Take a good 50. Sin's back to help. Okay, Helix spills the ball to Unky. You can see Unky's playing really patient right here, right? He's not forcing anything in his interactions. Boom. Now he just does a touch around. Helix goes again. He plays it back to me. Now I can take my time. Helix is overcommitting a little bit for this. So I'm trying to take some control here. End up pinching the ball away from myself, but now I'm trying to make Sin's life difficult, right? I realized what I've done. I've messed up. I've given the ball away. I made it hard for Unky to follow it up. So I'm trying to give something that's worth following up. So now we can capitalize on a boost advantage. Unky's forcing the ball off Helix there. I'm trying to take it from him. Try to cucks it. It's a lot. You can tell this versus the professional gameplay is a lot more of a mess. This is an entire SSL lobby, and this is much more of a mess. So even players like us can do these things better, right? It's a lot easier to look at it in replays and be like, yeah, this is the right thing to be doing, but you have to make mental notes of it in game as well, right? We can look at another goal here. Okay, Unky's looks like Unky was left like 1v1 here, so he's just buying time for me, you know, defending the 1v1. And you can see I'm being a little aware of where Sin is. I can hear him in this current spot, so I go to cut early. This now opens up the space 1v1 versus Helix. So I'm trying to play a touch, you know, with whatever boost I had. Helix does a quick transition, hits the ball a little too far from him. Now I open up a 1v1. So this is one of these times where I recognize, oh, I have tons of time. Helix is gone forever. Unky's like over here. So I'm going to present a problem for Sin as quick as possible. And you can see this is done at a pace to where, you know, we don't really give him a chance to get comfortable. We don't give him a chance to get his feet set. And he has to kind of just play a guessing game, right? I'm up, grab a reset, could go double. He doesn't jump, he gets scored on. And the final goal, I don't think it's anything too crazy. Sin ends up having like a mistouch. I just get up in front of that. Unky could take this from me if he wants, but it looks like I'm staying on it. And then Helix is just caught a little too close in the cut there. Unky plays a low 50, and that leaves me with an open net. So yeah, this is one of these spots where we capitalize on a 2v1, right? Obviously, they can play a little more aggressive because they're down goals in the spot, so we just take a good 50. I'm just prepared now if Sin's going to pass. You know, he might pass to Helix because I know Helix landed over here. So I'm playing in a spot where I cover both. Okay, once he doesn't, now I'm just playing what he has to offer. I play the 50. Unky could have just shot this if Unky stayed here, right? But he ends up turning in and getting chased a little bit, which is just goofy. And then Helix ends up trying to get like a buy time touch, which is just, you know, kind of like an annoying touch. And then we just low 50 him, put it in the goal. So you can really, really simplify your twos games utilizing these concepts. Anyway, again, just to reiterate, keep your guys' twos simple. Work to get one out of the play, and then use a 2v1 or a 1v1. And the more you guys train these situations in game, the better you'll get at scoring them or defending them. So, time to get on the grind, homies. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys found this useful or helpful, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Check that noti bell and join the Discord to stay up to date with when I post or go live. Much love as always. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys in the next one or on stream. Peace.